Did you know that the longest trial in U.S. history lasted for 7 years? It cost taxpayers $17 million. And that man was eventually found innocent of all charges. But first, he spent 5 years in jail and spent $1.5 million on bail bonds to be released. That doesn't sound like he was innocent until proven guilty, does it? But according to a 2015 study by the California Judicial Branch, 60% of defendants have to pay a fee in order to be released from jail before they have been convicted of a crime. Today, I'd like to tell you all a few of the problems with the cash bail bond industry, how these problems came to be, and what can be done to fix it. Now, cash bail bonds are a private industry, and their goal is to help get innocent people out of jail. Seems nice, but unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. Many people cannot afford these services, or they can't receive them, and they are left in jail anyways. And then many others have money, are released from jail, and continue to commit awful crimes. In fact, a Utah University professor of law, Shima Bogman, did a cost-risk analysis and found that America could save $78 billion annually on pretrial detainment housing and victim services by only releasing non-violent offenders while they awaited their trial. A 2015 report found by the ACLU and Color of Change found that $75 million was spent on fees for the bail bond industry by people who were found innocent. When you use a bail bond industry, you pay them 10% of your bond fee, and whether you are innocent or guilty, whether you go to court or not, you will never get this money back. And if you do run from your court date, the bail bondsmen can come after you very aggressively sometimes. In fact, the California Department of Insurance between 2010 and 2015 saw their complaints rise by 400% regarding scams, kidnapping, extortion, theft, bribery, and more. During Operation Bailout, 31 agents were arrested from 5 Northern California counties for corruption, solicitation, and illegal business practices in 2015. Now that you know some of the problems with the bail bond industry, let's find out how it came to be. Now, according to bail.com, the original bail system is based on a 13th century medieval England custom where you would be released from jail with the threat of water torture instead of a cash payment, because nobody had cash in the 1300s. So when our country was founded, they put it in our Constitution that we would have the legal right to be released from jail to await our trials. And they gave us that for a long time. Then in the 1800s, very bright entrepreneurs decided they could make money off of poverty and crime. So they began to form bail bond industries. They charged this non-refundable fee, and they gained their capital from this fee so that they could pay off the amounts that people needed to post in order for their freedom. The Bail Reform Act of 1966 gave judges higher authority so that they could decide to raise the bail or deny bail entirely for people that were a threat to the community. Many judges raise the bail or deny the bail often, but we rarely see them release people of their own recognizance anymore. Why is that? Bondsmen can do a lot of things to get their people back. They may enter homes, carry weapons, use force as needed, monitor and surveillance friends and family without a warrant and without any training. They are licensed by big insurance and multi-billion-dollar private industry, and they have minimal monitoring. In fact, the bail spokesman, Mr. Crines, was quoted in the New York Times as saying, basically all the bail agencies were in collusion with the judges after a scandal broke out in Illinois and later Louisiana, revealing that judges and sometimes sheriffs were receiving kickbacks or profits from posting higher bail amounts and arresting more people. Now that you know the problem and some of the causes of the problem, let's find out what can be done to fix it. First, we need to contact our local district attorneys, judges, representatives. We need to tell them how important it is to us that people are released from jail of their own recognizance instead of having to pay outrageous bail fees, and that people who are violent and are dangerous to our community are held regardless of their financial standing. Secondly, we need to vote for local officials who believe in a criminal justice reform. We need to ensure that we are voting for people who agree with our values. And if we see the Cash Bail Reform Act on the ballot next year, which we most likely will, please think about voting for it. Secondly, our local officials can choose to use a risk assessment tool such as the PSA system in use in Phoenix, San Francisco, Chicago, and most of the world. This decides who is dangerous and who is not, who needs to be released and who needs to stay. Now that you know what the bail bond system is, how it's causing a problem, how these problems came to be, and what we can do about it, I'd like you all to think a little bit more and maybe tell more people about this problem. After all, if we live in a country where we are innocent until proven guilty, why do we have to pay a fee to get out of jail? That doesn't make sense. Thank you.